Did you know that a wagging tail doesn't always mean your dog is happy? In fact, it can sometimes be the exact opposite. It's true. Those little signals your dog gives you, from the tilt of their ears to the way they wag their tail, are actually part of a hidden language, one that holds the key to understanding their true feelings. So, the next time you catch your dog staring at you with those big, soulful eyes or giving a quick flick of the tail, you might want to take a second look because what you think is happening might not be what's really going on. What if I told you that just by paying closer attention to your dog's body language, you could gain a deeper connection and respond to their needs in ways you never thought possible? Imagine being able to tell exactly when they're feeling stressed, playful, anxious, or even unwell before they ever have to bark. Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of dog body language. We'll uncover what their ears, eyes, tail, and even their little sighs or yawns are truly telling you. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to decode the secret signals your dog is sending you every single day. So grab a treat for your pup, and maybe one for yourself too, because we're about to unlock a whole new level of understanding in your relationship with your furry friend. Let's get started. Section 1. Why understanding dog body language matters. Before we dive into decoding all the little movements and twitches, let's take a moment to understand why this is so important. Dogs can't talk, but they're constantly communicating with us. Whether they're wagging their tail, showing their teeth, or giving a quick glance over their shoulder, their body is sending us messages all the time. The problem? Most of us don't speak dog, at least not fluently. And that's where things can go wrong. Misreading your dog signals doesn't just lead to confusion. It can cause stress, misbehavior, or even dangerous situations. In fact, misunderstanding dog body language, especially when it comes to signs of fear or anxiety, can lead to aggression. And that's something we definitely want to avoid, especially when there are kids or strangers involved. Did you know that a study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that most people misinterpret signs of fear and anxiety in dogs? And when these signals get misread, it often leads to the wrong responses, like punishment or frustration. This not only creates stress for your dog, but can also harm your relationship with them. Your dog starts to associate you with negativity, and that's not a place we want to be. Let me share a real-life example with you. Meet Lucy, a golden retriever from Oregon. Lucy's family thought she was being stubborn and disobedient because she would avoid eye contact and hide in another room whenever there was a family gathering. They didn't understand why she was doing this. But when they consulted a canine behaviorist, they learned something surprising. Lucy wasn't being defiant at all. She was overwhelmed and anxious around the loud noise and commotion of big gatherings. She was trying to protect herself by retreating to a quiet space, not being naughty. Once Lucy's family understood her body language, they created a calm, quiet space just for her during these events. And guess what? The disobedience vanished. She was just trying to tell them she needed a little peace and quiet, not that she was misbehaving. This is why understanding your dog's body language is so crucial. It's about creating a better bond, a better understanding, and a much happier, healthier relationship. When you can read your dog's signals, you can respond in a way that reduces stress, improves behavior, and builds trust. So, the next time your dog does something unexpected, take a moment to think, were they really trying to tell me? Section 2. The 5 main areas of canine body language. When it comes to dog body language, there are 5 key areas to observe. 1. Ears. 2. Eyes. 3. Mouth and facial expressions. 4. Tail. 5. Body posture. We'll go through each of these in detail. So let's start at the top. Section 3. What your dog's ears are saying. Your dog's ears are like emotional antennas, constantly picking up signals and giving you an insight into how they're feeling. But here's the thing. Ear language can vary a lot depending on your dog's breed. Take a German Shepherd, for example. Their ears are naturally erect, so it's easy to tell when they're alert or curious. But what about a Cocker Spaniel? With their floppy ears, it can seem like you're getting fewer clues. However, don't be fooled. Floppy ears still have plenty of subtle cues to offer. Let's break down some of the key ear positions and what they mean. When your dog's ears are erect and pushed forward, this is usually a sign that they're alert and curious. Something has caught their attention, maybe a sound, a new person, or even a passing squirrel. It's like they're saying, I'm interested and I want to know more. You might see this stance when you're out on a walk or when something new enters their environment. Now, if your dog's ears are pinned back against their head, it's important to pay attention to the context. This ear position can indicate a variety of emotions, like fear, submission, or stress. It's one of the more versatile signals, so it's crucial to look at the rest of their body language. If they're cowering or showing other signs of anxiety, it's a clear indication that they're uncomfortable or scared. On the other hand, if your dog is in a submissive position, such as laying down with their body relaxed, pinned ears might just mean they're acknowledging your dominance or authority in the situation. When your dog's ears are in a neutral, relaxed position, it generally means they're calm and content. They're not detecting any immediate threats and are feeling comfortable in their surroundings. This is the no big deal position your dog is just chilling, happy to be with you. But here's one that's always cute, when one ear is up and the other is down. This quirky pose often signals curiosity or confusion. It's as if they're asking, did you just say walk? Or what's that noise? It's a playful, attentive stance that shows they're trying to figure something out, but they're not necessarily stressed. So next time you're hanging out with your dog, take a second to observe their ears. You might be surprised at what you can learn just from that little change in position. By the way, I'm curious, have you ever noticed your dog's ears twitching when you open a snack? Or maybe when you grab the leash? Let me know in the comments what gets your pup's ears perked up. I'd love to hear about it. Section 4. The eyes. Windows to your dog's mood. Next up, let's talk about one of the most powerful ways your dog communicates. Their eyes. The expression in their eyes can tell you so much about how they're feeling, from calm and content to scared or alert. Soft, almond-shaped eyes generally signal calmness and comfort. If your dog's eyes are relaxed and their gaze isn't too intense, it's a good sign they're feeling safe and at ease. This is typically the expression you'll see when your dog is lounging around, enjoying a belly rub, or just hanging out with you. On the other hand, when their eyes are wide and round, it often means they're either scared or highly alert. It's a common sign of fear, excitement, or even curiosity, especially if something has caught their attention. Wide eyes indicate a heightened state of awareness. Think about it. When you're startled or uncertain, your eyes naturally open wider. Dogs do the same thing. Now, there's one particular eye signal you should keep a close eye on: whale eye. This happens when your dog's eyes are so wide open that you can see the whites of their eyes. It's a strong indication of stress. It can mean your dog is feeling uncomfortable, anxious, or threatened. If you spot whale eye, it's a clear sign that your dog is reaching their limit, and they may need some space. Avoid forcing interaction during this time, and let them retreat to a calm area if needed. When it comes to eye contact, there's a lot to consider. If your dog gives you a direct, intense stare, it could be a sign of challenge or confrontation, especially if the dog is unfamiliar to you or is meeting another dog for the first time. This kind of stare can be interpreted as a warning. In dog behavior, eye contact is a powerful form of communication, and not all dogs are comfortable with it. On the flip side, if your dog avoids eye contact or looks away, it typically means they're feeling submissive, uncomfortable, or even scared. This is often their way of signaling that they don't want to engage in a confrontation. It's a peaceful gesture, saying, I'm not a threat. I'm not looking for trouble. One of the most heartwarming signs you can see in your dog is slow blinking. If your dog slowly blinks at you, it's a signal that they trust you and feel safe. It's often seen when your dog is in a relaxed environment, perhaps lying next to you or cuddling. This slow blink is like a doggy kiss, and it's a way for them to communicate that they're comfortable in content. I'll never forget a story about a rescue dog named Benny. When I first met him, he avoided all eye contact, and people thought he was just antisocial or unfriendly. But after weeks of calm bonding and building trust, something amazing happened. Benny finally looked up and slowly blinked at me. It was a moment that completely changed our connection, and I could feel the trust between us. That moment wasn't just a shift in his behavior. It was a beautiful sign of healing and emotional growth. So, the next time your dog looks into your eyes, pay attention. Whether it's soft and relaxed, wide and alert, or a slow, trusting blink, their eyes are telling you exactly what's going on inside their head. Section 5. Reading the mouth and facial expressions. Let's move on to something that's often overlooked, but super important: your dog's mouth and facial expressions. Dogs can't speak, but their mouths, lips, and even their tongues are constantly sending signals about how they're feeling. So let's break it down. A relaxed, open mouth with a lolling tongue is usually a sign of a happy, chill dog. Picture your dog lounging on the couch, maybe after a good walk or play session. If their mouth is relaxed and their tongue is hanging out a bit, they're feeling comfortable and content. This is one of the clearest signs that your dog is at ease and enjoying the moment. But sometimes, your dog's mouth can give away signals of stress or discomfort. For example, if you see your dog lip-licking or yawning when they're not tired, this could be a sign that something's off. These are called displacement behaviors. Essentially, your dog is trying to calm themselves down or de-escalate a situation. Maybe you're getting ready to leave the house, or you've just scolded them. Either way, this type of behavior is their way of saying, I'm feeling uneasy, but I don't want to cause any conflict. Another important thing to watch for is tight lips or showing teeth. This is a warning sign. When your dog's lips are pulled back and you can see their teeth, they're likely saying, back off. It's a sign of aggression or fear, and it's their way of saying they're ready to defend themselves. If your dog shows this expression, it's best to give them space and avoid pushing them further. This could be a response to feeling threatened, uncomfortable, or even in pain. Panting is another one to keep an eye on. We all know that dogs pant when they're hot or have been running around, but what if there's no exercise or heat involved? If your dog is panting when they haven't been active, it could be stress-induced. Just like how we might breathe heavily when we're anxious, your dog may pant as a way to cope with stress. This is particularly common in situations that make them nervous, like visits to the vet or being around unfamiliar dogs. Now, there's an important scientific note here that many people don't realize. Behaviors like yawning and lip licking aren't always about submission. Veterinary behaviorists often consider these as calming signals, social cues meant to avoid conflict, rather than signs of weakness. So, when your dog yawns after a tense situation, it's not boredom. It's their way of saying, I'm trying to keep things calm. Let's not make this more stressful. Speaking of yawning, have you ever seen your dog yawn at weird times? Maybe right after you scold them or during a training session. It's not boredom, I promise you. It's actually a form of communication. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed this behavior and what situations tend to trigger it. I'd love to hear your experiences. So, next time you're spending time with your dog, pay attention to their mouth and facial expressions. Whether they're happily panting, lip licking in discomfort, or flashing their teeth as a warning, their mouths are always talking to you. The key is learning how to listen. Section 6. The truth about tail wagging. Now let's get into one of the most common and most misunderstood signals, the wagging tail. We all think a wagging tail automatically means a happy dog, right? Well, that's not always the case. In fact, tail wagging can tell us a lot more than we give it credit for. Research from the University of Trento in Italy found that dogs wag more to the right when they're happy and more to the left when they're nervous or feeling threatened. So, tail wagging isn't a one-size-fits-all signal. Let's break down different tail positions and what they really mean. A tail held high and wagging fast often indicates excitement, and it can even be a sign of arousal, though not always in a friendly way. In certain situations, especially when a dog is overstimulated or on edge, this fast wagging might be more about intensity than happiness. It's not uncommon for these dogs to appear agitated or overly eager to get closer, which can lead to unintentional confrontations. A low and slow wag, on the other hand, signals insecurity or hesitation. It's your dog's way of showing that they're unsure about something and could be feeling vulnerable. This could happen when they're meeting a new person or encountering something unfamiliar. The slower the wag, the more likely it is that your dog feels uncertain. When your dog tucks their tail between their legs, that's a clear sign of fear or submission. This position shows that your dog feels threatened or uncomfortable. You'll often see this when they're in an unfamiliar or stressful situation, or when they're trying to avoid conflict. A still, straight-up tail is often a sign that your dog is alert or on edge. This tail position usually indicates that your dog is paying close attention to something, whether it's an interesting scent, a new person, or something in their environment that's caught their focus. Now, let me tell you a real-life example of how important it is to understand tail wagging. I once met Bruno, a Labrador who had a reputation for being super friendly. His tail was wagging like crazy whenever strangers approached, but there was something off about it. The tail was high and stiff, and his body was rigid. This wasn't the usual happy wag. It was overstimulation. Bruno was excited. Yes, but he was also becoming overstimulated and ready to react. Sadly, a bite occurred, and it could have been avoided if his tail signs had been read properly. This situation shows just how crucial it is to pay attention to all the cues your dog is giving you, not just the tail. A wagging tail doesn't always mean your dog is in a friendly mood, so always take the entire body language into account before moving forward with any interaction. So next time your dog starts wagging their tail, take a moment to notice the position and speed. It could tell you a lot more than you think. Section 7. Full body language, putting it all together. Dogs don't use one signal in isolation. Their whole body works together to tell a story. Let's look at some combinations. 1. Relaxed dog. Soft eyes, open mouth, neutral tail, loose posture. This is your nap on the couch dog. 2. Anxious dog. Pinned ears, whale eye, closed mouth, yawning low tail. Common before vet visits. 3. Aggressive / on guard dog. Stiff body, forward ears, intense stare, growling, high stiff tail. This dog may bite if approached. 4. Submissive dog. Belly up, averted gaze, ears back, tail wagging low. This is not just play, this can mean don't hurt me. Filming your dog and watching the footage back in slow motion can help you pick up on. Section 8. How to respond to your dog's body language. Now that you know what to look for, how do you respond? Give space to a fearful dog. Redirect behavior positively. Use calm body language yourself. Dogs mirror energy. Punish fearful signals. Growling is a warning. Don't punish it. Listen to it. Force physical affection. Not all dogs want hugs. In dog language, it's actually threatening. Assume tail wagging means all is well. What's something your dog does that confused you until now? Drop it in the comments. Let's decode it together. Your dog is speaking. The question is, are you listening? Whether it's a playful bounce or a subtle yawn, every twitch, wag, and stare has meaning. Now that you've got the tools, go spend some quality time watching your dog. Not just with your eyes, but with new understanding. If you learned something new today, give that like button a boop. Don't forget to subscribe for more dog and cat decoding guides just like this. Until next time, keep loving and learning with your pets. See ya.